Introducing Oakley Meta Vanguard, the new performance AI glasses designed for athletes. With hands-free capture on an action-ready ultra-wide camera, powerful open-ear speakers, and built-in Meta AI that syncs with your Garmin devices for real-time insights while you train. Take your performance to the next level with Oakley Meta Vanguard. Athletic intelligence is here. Learn more on meta.com.
Sean Bean and Connie Nielsen star in Robin Hood, a timeless legend reimagined, where allegiances are tested and kingdoms hang in the balance. The saga begins with a double-episode premiere November 2nd, only on MGM+.
This episode is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of an offensive guard on the football field, but getting an elementary school crossing guard. Sure, they're both guards, but you can only trust one to keep your quarterback safe when the game is on the line. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Who's down in Who Newville were making their list, but some didn't know Walmart has the best brands for their gifts.
What about toys? Do they have brands kids have been wanting all year?
Yep, Barbie, Tony's, and Lego. Gifts that will make them all cheer.
Do you mean they have all the brands I adore?
They have Nintendo, Nespresso, Apple, and more.
What about...
So the Who answered questions from friends till they were blue. Each one listened and shouted, from Walmart? Who knew? Shop gifts from top brands for everyone on your list in the Walmart app.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
I don't know if you know this, but Jalen Hurts, he's actually having an MVP year. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can also find me hosting Trending in the AM every Monday through Friday morning at 8 o'clock, bringing your thoughts and opinions to the table on all things trending in Philadelphia sports. On Tuesday, we got the great Sean Bernard join us to talk Sixers, so make sure you check it out. On Wednesday, we'll have NJ.com Chris Franklin talking Eagles. Would appreciate it. I got Tuesday's episode linked below. Make sure you copy and paste it, subscribe, and listen. Guys, you know, it's Tuesday. We're a little stretched out from the game. The overreaction from the big victory over the Giants is past us. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, there's not a lot going on. It's the bye week, you know, so we're looking for threads here. There's some roster news to break down. But I want to point out individuals from the game on Sunday, but also from this season, as the Eagles are 6-2 going to the bye. Exactly how I predicted. I even had all but two of the games right, too. Jalen Hurts, despite all the distractions, despite all the criticism, despite all the flack he gets, is arguably having his best season of his career and arguably on pace to be the MVP of the league. Right there at Baker Mayfield. I know Baker's last game wasn't so good. You know, Indiana, Danny Jones, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, the regular candidates, and Jalen Hurts. I want to go over Jalen Hurts' stats for the season so far. In the 8 games played, they are 6-2. He's got a 70.2% completion percentage, almost 6 points higher than his career average. He's on pace for about 3,500, 3,600 yards passing, which would be the most since 2023. He's on pace for over 30 touchdown passes, which would blow away. I mean, he's only 3 away with 15 right now from beating last year. He's only thrown 1 interception. He has been sacked a lot, 25 times already this year. That's on the offensive line. We'll talk about that in a second. And his quarterback rating of 114.4 this year is almost 19.8 points higher than his career average. He's also got 5 rushing touchdowns, you know, on pace for 10 of those, 11 of those this year. Jalen Hurts is on pace to have about a 40-plus touchdown season, which would be his most ever. All his numbers are on pace to set or pass, match or pass his career numbers. And yet again, in the face of all adversity, in the face of all complaining from the media, he gets the job done and continues to find a way to win. A lot of those passing numbers are because of Devontae Smith, not A.J. Brown. In the last 4 weeks, the leading receiver in the NFL yardage-wise, Jamar Chase at 456 yards. Devontae Smith is second at 430 receiving yards over the last 4 weeks. The difference there, I know it's a 26-yard difference, but Jamar Chase has had 64 targets in those 4 weeks. Devontae Smith only 35. So there's a 26-yard difference over the last 4 weeks with a 29 target difference. It's kind of crazy to see. And you're doing this with a banged-up offensive line. You're missing your starting center for the last game and a half. And that's another guy I want to give lots of credit to, and that is Brett Toth. Brett Toth performed very admirably in the game against the Giants. Was it perfect? No. But 100 times better, and that goes on Kevin Patullo and Jeff Stoutland, recognizing the fact that he can't shotgun snap a football and putting him in a center, putting the Eagles in, quarterback under center formations a lot more frequently. I haven't figured out that number yet. The other thing they've done on that offensive line to help jumpstart, to get the running game going, 2 running backs over 100 yards, Tank Bigsby, mad ups to him for that, is they use Fred Johnson in a jumbo package again a lot. There were 59 total snaps on offense in Sunday's game against the Giants. Fred Johnson played in 14 of those, 24%. 4 of those were at the end of the game with the backups in. So that means he had 10 of 55 snaps, almost 20% again, of jumbo package for 2 straight weeks with Fred Johnson, along with using Kylan Grant and Kamla too, and Grant Calcatar all for 12 personnel and sometimes 3 tight ends on the 2 tight ends and a fullback on the field. The Eagles have found a way to minimize some of the struggles to kind of get the juice going so that when we come out of the bye a little healthier, the confidence is flowing with this offense. And I'm not worried about the offense. I still got concerns on the defense, even though I've got names to shout out on defense. Very, very good job from the Eagles offense. Kevin Patullo and company getting the ship righted, entering the bye week. And the defense has turned things around. I know we gave up 20 to the Giants. I know Cam Scatterbo missed almost the entire game, but we really only gave up 13. And I know they were deflated because of the injury to Cam Scatterbo. But since last week against the Vikings, when Nakobe Dean started playing more again, all of a sudden the defense is starting to get this vibe back. This week, the final snap numbers came out. Nakobe Dean played 33 snaps on defense. That was 63%. Jahad Campbell down to 21 snaps, only 40% of the defensive snaps. Big swing there. We didn't see a lot of Jahad Campbell on the outside. If he wasn't in the middle, he was off the field. That's because Jalen Hunt, Josh Uche, and Patrick Johnson all did really well at getting pressure. They're still not getting home frequently. I know they had 5 sacks, but, the game that Jalen Hunt had on Sunday against the Giants all over the place. I saw one where he came all the way around and made a play from behind on, I forget which running back it was. Actually, it might have been Cam Scatterbo when he was still in there, all over the field. And you got to love to see that. But a lot of what we've seen from this Eagles defense, the changing of the tides of the defense, is as soon as they got Nakobe Dean back out there. What does that mean for Jahad Campbell? I don't know. He's going to have to work to get back on the field. It's not like Jahad Campbell was bad, playing next to Zach Bond. But Nakobe Dean is an experienced veteran player, and does certain things very, very well that Jahad Campbell's just not up to par yet. And he's going to have to work himself back into this rotation on the defense. The Eagles are going to have to consider starting Nakobe Dean in the coming future very soon here if this continues at this pace. Eagles made 2 roster moves on Monday, releasing cornerback, defensive back Perry Nickerson from the roster to free up a second roster spot, and releasing Titus Leo from the practice squad, defensive end, been here for like a week, hopefully probably to get Perry Nickerson back on the practice squad. We'll see, but they need to free up a few more roster spots. Obviously, they have one already for Brandon Graham. You're going to have Nolan Smith. You're going to have Jacorian Bennett. You're going to have Cam Jurgens wasn't on the IR, but you're going to need to free up spots for those guys. So Perry Nickerson obviously being cut was obviously, there's other guys they can cut if they need to. One final little note, well, 2 final notes. Big Dom DeSandro, chief security guy, most famous guy in Philly, went to the hospital, Penn Presbyterian on Monday, to bring Cam Scatterbo pizza and cheesesteaks to check in on the injured running back, which was very, very nice of him. And you know what? I got crushed on Twitter after the Thursday Night Football game, Vikings getting smoked by the Chargers, because I talked about how much of a warrior former Eagles quarterback, Carson Wentz was for playing hurt and gutting out, some really tough games and tough quarters. It turns out, a few weeks ago, before the Eagles game, when they were in London, Carson Wentz tore his labrum in his non-throwing shoulder, dislocated, and fractured the socket in the throwing shoulder as well, and was wearing that brace, that big bulky brace, and was playing with a torn shoulder. So props and shout out to Carson Wentz for toughing out. He's out for the year. Who knows if he'll ever play football again? We'll see. But that's what I got for you guys today. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Eagles Checkdown, right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. And check out the STT Sports Network. And make sure you subscribe to there. Just hit 800 subscribers. Want to get to 1,000 by Thanksgiving, guys. So everybody have a great day. Go Birds. And bubbles up.
Purina believes no one should have to make the impossible choice between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Through the Purple Leash Project, Purina is helping create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Casamigos Tequila. What do you bring to a holiday party? Simple. A bottle of Casamigos. Because nothing gets the party started like a Casamigos margarita, which isn't just for summer. In fact, it's the perfect pour all year round. Casamigos is the gift that always feels right. Because anything goes with my Casamigos. Please drink responsibly. Imported by Casamigos Spirits Company, White Plains, New York. Casamigos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume.
Big news. Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
This episode is brought to you by Petivity. In every pet story, there's a moment where seemingly minor changes could be the first signs of larger issues. Petivity is here to help you better understand what's going on with your pets with smart devices and at-home health tests that proactively monitor their health. Give your pet the story they deserve with Petivity. Visit Petivity.com all December long for a site-wide sale on all smart devices and at-home health tests.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.